Stay frosty and check out redzonecoins.com for the cheapest, fastest coins on the market. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 15% off. Yoda brothers, what's up? It's the Director, Madden Ultimate Team fans. Got an awesome one for you guys today, revolving around my top 10 most powerful cards in Madden Ultimate Team right now. These are the cards that you go grind solos for. These are the cards that you snipe for. These are the cards that you have to come up with some moolah coin in order to achieve. But if you can hone in on even one of these guys to add to your team, I promise you, they're going to make a huge difference on your offense or defense, depending on who you pick up. Before we get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps me out a lot. Let's get into this video. Lights, camera, action. All right, dudes, the top 10 most powerful cards in Madden Ultimate Team. Whew, this is gonna be a good one, man. Let's start here at number, I should say 11. This is gonna be our honorable mention in Dan Marino. Now, some of you guys are like, well, Director, this guy is like, you know, hell slow, and he's slow. Why would I add him to my roster? Well, it's because Dan Marino gets something very important that any other quarterback in the game cannot get right now. And it just so happens to be one of my personal favorite things in the game, and that's gonna be Hot Route Master. Hot Route Master gives you 4 additional hot routes. I'm telling you, dudes, the things I like to spam the most on this are those corner routes, those Texas routes, and your halfbacks. I win a lot of games just on the back of Hot Route Master alone, and having it this early is pretty OP. As well as set feet lead. This is also a huge one. Increased throw power when leading bullet passes with set feet. If you're one of those guys that's, you know, habitually trying to lead your wide receivers, those balls come out crazy fast, man. Like, it's absolutely crazy the velocity you're gonna get on these. So there's our honorable mention in Dan Marino. Let's get to some players I know some people are salivating over. Now, regards of price, this player's actually not as expensive. He's still expensive, but not as expensive in Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton, I have seen on head-to-head quite a bit. This guy is a speed demon, and that is why I see him on head-to-head so often. At first, I kind of wrote him off because I saw his 86 overall, I think it was. He was only 5'9", but when powered all the way up, and that's kind of a contingency here, you're gonna have to power up Mark Clayton if you're gonna add him to the team, which, you know, training is stupid expensive right now, but this is kind of one of those guys that you can target that may be worth the training cost of this. Once trained up, he's got 89 speed on a theme team, maybe with Brawler or something. You're talking as much as like 93 speed. Absolutely insane. He's got great catching, but another thing people tend to really love about this card is his deep route running. Take a look here at 89. Very simple to get that up with team chems and stuff like that. And at that point, dudes, I don't know, I feel like this is the year. You know, I've been screaming to EA to make sure, you know, route running actually made something, it was actually worth it to have on a card. You know, these attributes we've seen in the past really not matter. And from what I'm seeing, people really like the deep route running on Mark Clayton. He's getting open, he's making plays, he's winning games. At number 9, I'm honestly kind of shocked he wasn't a little bit higher on my list. It's gonna be Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, going for 258,000 coins. Now, one advantage you're going to get with Honey Badger that you're not going to get with many other cards is that you don't need to power this guy up in order to get abilities on him. And some of the best abilities you can get in the game right now, if you look to your right here, you know, this universal coverage as his X Factor is incredible. One step ahead I've seen as a super glitchy ability on head-to-head right now. And then Homer and Mid-Zone KR are really good too. But what Honey Badger offers you in terms of coverage, 88 man coverage, 89 zone coverage. The press is a little bit low, but he makes up for it in speed and acceleration as well as play rec. So if you want a guy that you can go pick up for 258,000 coins right now, I think there's a way to get him even cheaper if you do the solos for the Superstar MVPs. I would highly recommend Tyrann Mathieu because he's one of those guys that's not going to cost you a crap ton of training in trying to get abilities and power up. At number 8 is a guy I currently have in my squad right now, Justin Smith. Now, there's a handful of abilities in the game right now that are just, you know, leaps and bounds ahead of others, and one of them is Edge Threat. And you'll see here on my Justin Smith, I do have Edge Threat as the one ability attached to him. And the reason Edge Threat is so important is because I feel like not using a linebacker or even like a safety user this year is still kind of a liability. EA really wanted us to move onto the line and try and create block sheds and pressure with our users, which is cool. I do it sometimes to mix things up, but I think for the most part, I like staying on my linebacker slash safety. What edge threat will offer you is not as good, but similar results as if you were usering, let's say Justin Smith at right end. And honestly, he's one of the only players that I see generating any kind of pressure. The other guys, unless I'm using them, I don't see making a huge, impact for most of the game. But outside of that, Justin Smith is really, really solid. 80 speed. Let's take a look at his tackling is great. His power move is really good, just under 90, and his block shed is really good, just under 90 as well. So he's really solid, but again, one of the big reasons that you're going to want him is for edge threat. At number 7, let's take a look at Steve Atwater, one of the new cards that came out this weekend. I feel like Steve Atwater is strictly one of those guys that is good via stats. Like, this is a guy that's really, really nice to have out there at free safety, which there's not a lot of free safeties that can match this man. 6'3", very good speed at 86. If you power him up, 87, even better. And then really decent zone. The man coverage is a little bit low, but what makes up for it is the high tackling and hit power. So I'm not quite sure. He's a run support safety, so I would assume that he's going to get Enforcer. And Enforcer is a guy that I have on my squad right now as well. Take a look at this Bob Sanders right here, man. Enforcer in the tier 3. He's also run support. That's why I believe Steve Atwater will get it. This guy's a beast. Now, Steve Atwater would be a little bit higher, maybe even Bob Sanders on this list, if Enforcer was as good as it is last year. I haven't noticed it cause as many fumbles, but still, he lays the hit stick every time. And if you can pair it with one of those X factors like we see here on Avalanche, eventually you're going to get something really nice, because it says right there to activate it, you need to make hit stick tackles. And then once you activate his X factor, he gets downhill hit stick forced fumbles. So really, once he enters his X factor, that's when you start seeing a lot of forced fumbles. And that's where I think Steve Atwater is going to be very, very glitchy. At number 6, I believe, we got Warren Dunn. Now, Warren Dunn, I think it's very self-explanatory why you want this guy. Outside of Barry Sanders, is probably the best running back in the game, and that's going to be because the guy has 88 speed. I don't even have this one powered up. This is one of those guys that maybe you can just go get for 290,000 coins and be happy that he has 98 speed. What's his change of direction? 89 change of direction, 86 break tackle. This is as close to Barry Sanders as you're going to get without breaking the bank. At number 5, we've got Asante Samuel. This man is going for a crazy amount of coins, but it's because he's worth it, especially once you power him up, which is even more expensive. It's absolutely crazy how good this card is, though, guys. 89 speed, which is good, but 90 zone stock, that's where you start seeing a difference in performance. 90 zone on an 89 overall cornerback. This is why this guy is so expensive. You add on top of that 89 acceleration, 89 play rec. Absolutely insane. Now, the only reason he isn't even higher on this list is because his man coverage is lacking a little bit. And as a lot of you probably know from playing head to head, man coverage is kind of the meta right now. I wouldn't say meta, but a lot of people are running it way more than we used to see in the past. So I would say Asante Samuel's a very, very solid choice if you want to spend up a little bit. At number 4, we have Adalius Thomas. This one will be super simple to explain. Adalius Thomas also gets edge threat. However, he does play outside linebacker instead of defensive end, so probably better for you 3-4 guys out there. But what also sets Adalius Thomas apart, why he's better than Justin Smith, is because of his actual stats here. 84 speed is insane coming off of the edge. Pass rush, 88, what is impact blocking right there. We got tackling, we got hit power. He's got the 89 power move, 88 block shed. So I would say he's a bit of a faster, maybe more fierce Justin Smith, but plays the outside linebacker position. But again, the most important thing is that this guy is going to get edge threat. At number 3, this guy's wild, man. If you can get this guy, he's going to make a huge difference on your team. Isaiah Simmons. Yeah. I mean, one of the first cards to come out in the game this year. He's still one of the best in the game right now. 90 speed. That is what you need if you want to keep up with your user this year. And one of the biggest worries I had coming into Madden 21 was usering, your safeties and your linebackers, because speed seemed really, really hard to come by. So I would say if you want to remain competitive, if you want to make sure you have some kind of edge over your opponent with your user. Definitely check out Isaiah Simmons. 360,000 coins is a lot of coins to dedicate to that, but 90 speed, you know, keeping up with the acceleration. He has really good zone and hit power as well. He is literally the perfect user to start out the year right now. At number 2, a guy we've seen in the game for a long time now, it's going to be Tyreek Hill. Speed is absolutely killing everybody out there in head-to-head. Tyreek Hill, a huge difference maker in the pass game. I mean, really, his 87 overall has 90 speed. 91 speed powered up. He's definitely one of those guys you want to use your power-up pass on. How much is his power-up going for right now? 177,000 coins. 177,000 coins. That's what you need to spend in order to get one of the best cards in Madden Ultimate Team right now. If you have your 87 to 88 power-up pass, it needs to be used on this guy right here. Because well, let's see how much he costs as far as like training and stuff goes. How much training would it cost to get him up to 88 overall? 882 training. That's almost nothing. I would say this price is a bit harsh, 177k, but for the second best card in the game right now, this is not a bad option, guys. Absolutely worth it. Tyreek Hill, he's beat me several times on head-to-head, just this card alone, because I can't match his speed in some situations. So my number 2 player, Tyreek Hill. Now, before we get to my number 1 player, I did want to give an honorable mention to Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is the best card in the game, but he's so expensive, most people are not going to be able to afford him. So I decided to put him as an honorable mention just before number 1. This is why. Dudes, look at this, man. 94 speed. I mean, I use Barry Sanders a lot in the passing game. Those Texas routes, those flat routes, those wheel routes. There's nobody that can cover him. So I'm going to say, if you can afford it, Barry Sanders is definitely the best card in the game, but I would maybe wait. You know, I felt like a crazy person spending 1 million coins on a card. I actually did his set, so I saved a lot of coin on that. But at the same time, it was a lot of work. It was kind of like, you know, buying a house that I wanted to flip. I didn't know what I was getting into until it was too late. So I don't know, man. Barry Sanders, very, very cool, but maybe wait for his price to come down. With that being said, our number 1 player in Madden Ultimate Team, you must have right now, because he's actually not as expensive as a lot of these other cards in the game, is going to be Lamar Jackson. Who? Big surprise, director. I know, man. Big reveal. That is because Lamar Jackson is not only the best quarterback without abilities, but he's even better when you add abilities. And what's even better than adding abilities is not having to pay for those abilities. He comes with, this 89 overall comes with Truz as his X Factor, Dashing Deadeye, Escape Artist, and Safety Valve. And on top of these amazing X Factors and abilities, you're getting 89 speed at the quarterback position. You're getting, 87 throw power, 88 short accuracy. The deep and medium accuracy needs a little bit of help, but 90 break sack too. I have played against Lamar Jackson so many times in head-to-head already. I'm sick of it. But at the same time, there's a reason why. This Lamar is absolutely the best card in the game right now because of what he offers you, because of how much you're getting from one card. You don't have to pay for the training. He comes with Escape Artist. He's very fast. He's got really good throw power and accuracies. I don't know, man. I think it's really, really hard to beat a card that offers you so much without having to pay a crap ton for. And one, tip before you go out and say, okay, I have Lamar Jackson, from my pre-order. I want to power him up. Once you power him up, these abilities right here that you would normally get for free go away. You have to go repurchase them. So I would honestly advise just buying this Lamar Jackson straight up. Maybe go do the set, save some coins, and rocking with this guy in head-to-head. If you're all about winning, I feel like this is a must add to your squad. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hit us up with a like and sub on your way out if you did enjoy this video. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty.